Hi friends, this is Kristen Hilty from Making Math Make Sense. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite games from our friends at BoxCars and One-Eyed Jacks. It's called Tic-Tac-Oh No. This is a great game to use with students who are learning how to work on a coordinate grid, plotting X and Y. To play this game, BoxCars recommends using their dice tray, which you see featured here. If you don't have one of these at home and you would like to have one, you can definitely visit their site at boxcarsandoneeyedjacks.com or click on the link that is below the video clip. Brett and I are going to demonstrate how to play this game using the dice tray, but if you don't have a dice tray at home, don't worry. I'm going to show you ways that you can play this game using the materials that I provided for you with the game board and the recording sheet at your house or at school as well. If you have the dice tray is going to fit right over top of that game board just like that, so you can see the x-axis on the bottom and you can see the y-axis on the left-hand side. Brett and I divided out our dice. He decided he's going to be blue and I'm going to be white. In order to play, each person is going to roll 2 dice at a time. I rolled a 5 and a 6. I need to place my 5 and 6 over the X and Y, and I have to decide if I want to do 5, 6, or if I want to do 6, 5. I'm actually going to go ahead and plot 5, 6. So since I want to do 5, 6, I'm going to go over 5, up 6, and I'm going to place the Y die in that 5, 6 space. My 5 is going to go back over here to my pile. Brett's going to go ahead and roll. Oh, Brett doesn't really have much of a choice. So Brett, what are you plotting?
6, 6.
So he goes ahead, he puts that up in the 6, 6 space, and he puts the second die back over in his pile. It's my turn. I roll. I rolled a 4 and a 3, so I can either do 4, 3, or I can plot 0.34. I'm actually going to plot 3, 4. So I'm going to come over 3, up 4, put that Y die there. This one goes back to my pile. So Brett is going to decide between 2, 5 or 5, 2. And what'd you decide, Brett?
2, 5.
2, 5. So he's going to show us how to plot that 0.25. He's going to go over 2, up 5, and that's where he puts his die. On my turn, I can either do 4, 6, or I can do 6, 4. I think I'm actually going to do 6, 4. So I'm going to come over 6 and up 4, and that's going to go right there. The object of this game, because you see that tic-tac on there, you're trying to actually get 3 of your color die in a row. So you want that can be horizontally, vertically, diagonally. You have to have a minimum of 3 to make a tic-tac-toe, but you can have as many as 6 to make that tic-tac-toe. So we keep rolling here. I can either do 1, 3, or I can do 3, 1. I think I'm going to do 1, 3. Where the oh no comes into play is if Brett rolled a 6, 6 again. So he can't plot anything because he already has that 6, 6. Let's say, Brett, you didn't roll a 6, 6. Let's say you rolled a 5 and a 6. What would you want to do here?
5, 6, so I could take yours away.
So he's going to do 5, 6, and the oh no comes in because he took my space. That's the oh no part of this game. Now, Brett and I, because we've demonstrated for you how to play, you would continue rolling and plotting your point until somebody gets down to where they just have 1 die left. Once you get down to that 1, the game board, your game is over, and we'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Now, let's say you don't have this dice tray at your house. How could you play? And you only have 2 dice. Well, if you only have 2 dice, I would roll, well, I rolled a 1, 1. Maybe you have red and yellow counters, or maybe you have starburst around your house and you can take 2 colors of starburst. Or maybe you have, my family loves the little miniature Reese peanut butter cups. So you can take 2 different colors of the Reese peanut butter cups. Let's say Brett and I are going to use starburst. So with our starburst, if I rolled a 1, 1, I'm going to be the pink person, and I'm going to go ahead and plot my starburst right here at 1, 1. Brett would use those same 2 dice. He would roll. Oh, he rolled he likes that 6, 6. So he's going to put his dice on here to show 6, 6. He would put his orange starburst up there at 6, 6. Whoops. Oh, I rolled a 3-3. We keep rolling doubles. 3-3. So I would plot my pink starburst on the 3-3. Doesn't matter what material you have, you can play this game using any material, even if you just have 2 dice. If you wanted to even use a dry erase marker, if you didn't have any of these materials, if Brett wanted this 5-2 space, he could put a B on here with a dry erase marker. If I ended up getting it, I could erase his B off and I could put a K, showing that that is now my space. So you can even use it as a dry erase board as well. M&Ms always make great counters. Just divide those M&Ms out into 2 different colors. Fruit Loops make great counters. I know my idea always goes to food, just because that's something that makes it fun. Then you get to eat yours at the end. You can also use buttons, any type of material that you would find. Now, once you fill your game board, so Brett and I actually finished a game, and ours look like this. So once you fill that game board, then you're going to get the recording sheet. And this is what the recording sheet looks like. You can see player 1's at the top, player 2 is at the bottom. The way you start filling in your recording sheet is each person has to count how many dice made it onto the game board. When we counted how many dice made it onto the game board, I ended up having 14 and my friend Brett had 17. I would put that 14 right here and Brett would put that 17 down here in his spot for total dice. You get 1 point for each die that you have on the board. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to look for your tic-tac-toes. Where do you have at least 3 dice in a row? So Brett, show us where you have a tic-tac-toe on that board. And tell us what type of tic-tac-toe you have. Do you have a vertical, horizontal, or diagonal?
Vertical.
A vertical tic-tac-toe. And what are the points for that vertical tic-tac-toe?
1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6.
So Brett on his recording sheet would record that vertical tic-tac-toe, and you can see here he put on here 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. He put a V over here because it was a vertical tic-tac-toe. For each die that you have in a tic-tac-toe, you get 2 points. So that tic-tac-toe earned him 10 points. You can see he had a total of 3 tic-tac-toes when we look on this board. Here's one. Where was another one, Brett? There's a second vertical one, and where was your third one? Yes, his diagonal one, which he had 4 dice in that diagonal one. You can see I had a total of 3 tic-tac-toes. I had a horizontal tic-tac-toe, and I had 2 diagonal tic-tac-toes. Now, we total up our points. I had a total of 34 points. Brett had a total of 43 points, so he was our winner for this game here. Again, when plotting X and Y, this is a fun one that oh no really comes into play once you lose that space. We hope you enjoyed this game, and as I said, looking for any of those materials that I just showcased or any of those products as well, please visit our friends at BoxCars and One-Eyed Jacks. Have fun, math friends.